Good morning children. This is the last video of our first lesson, An Adventure at Night. In today's class we are going to learn about speaking and spelling. So let's start with the speaking. So when you talk to someone, how are you supposed to talk? What kind of polite words you are supposed to use? And when you invite someone for any occasion or you are invited by someone for any occasion, how are you supposed to accept it or invite? Let us learn in this speaking. So inviting someone, when you are inviting someone, you are supposed to invite in a very polite way using some kinds of words. Let us look at them. Please come for my birthday party. You have to request the person. Please come for my birthday party. Would you like to come to the library with me? Suppose you want to ask your friend to accompany you to the library. You cannot directly tell, come with me to the library. You have to request, would you like to come? Next, I would be very happy if you. Example, I would be very happy if you come with me to the party. So you are expressing your happiness for the person to come with you. Next is accepting an invitation. If someone invites you for any party, how do you accept? You cannot say, oh, I'm going to come. I'm so happy about it. You have to thank the person first for inviting you. Thank you very much for the invitation. That's very kind of you. You're so good and so kind that you're inviting me. I'm so happy. Thank you. I would love to. Very much thank you. I'm happy to come to the party. So you have to express your happiness and also thankfulness when you're accepting an invitation. Refusing an invitation. Suppose you are busy with some other work on the particular day or you are not feeling well and you cannot attend the party. How do you refuse? That also should be in a very good and polite way. For example, I'm sorry, I can't. You have to say sorry. You have to express your sorry. I would like to, but. So you can say, I would like to come, but I am not feeling well. Thanks for asking. I'm afraid I can't. I'm thankful to you that you're inviting me, but I'm afraid I can't because I'm going out for some other work at the same time. So these are some good ways or polite ways to invite, accept and refuse an invitation, children. So here are the exercises, children. Page number 7 in your textbook. Based on what we have learned about accepting, inviting and refusing an invitation, you need to fill this. The first one is already done as an example for you. If you are inviting your uncle, would you like to come with me to the cricket match? And your uncle's reply would be, yes, I would love to go with you. This is already done for you. Second one, would you like to join me for an art exhibition in my school? You are inviting your cousin to an art exhibition. So your cousin is not ready because she or he might be busy with some other work. So how is your cousin going to reply you? I'm sorry, I can't. I have some work to do. But thank you for asking me. So your cousin is telling sorry for not joining you and at the same time giving you the reason that your cousin has some other work and also thanking you for inviting your cousin. So this is the polite way of refusing an invitation. Next, your cousin is asking you, please come to my house. We will be watching a movie tonight. So your cousin is inviting you for a movie that night. But you are not able to attend. So how will you reply? I'm afraid I can't. I have to go somewhere else. So you are replying in a very good and polite way that you cannot because you have to go somewhere else. Next, your friend is inviting you. Would you like to come with me for a turtle walk? So, you're happy for the invitation. Your answer should be, thank you so much for inviting me. I will certainly come. So, you're thanking your friend and you're assuring that you will definitely come. So, this is the way to accept, invite and refuse invitation, children. Fill this in your textbook with pen. The next part of a grammar is spelling, children. So when we add ing to a word, For example, bring, B-R-I-N-G, bring is the word. I add ing, so it becomes bringing. So whenever we add ing to words, the spelling changes. Some changes take place in the spelling. Let us know few rules. The first, the spelling of a word sometimes changes when ing words are made. It's not always, children. Sometimes the spelling will change. When a word usually ends in consonants, the final consonant is doubled when ing is added to it. We have already discussed in the previous class, consonants are all the letters other than vowels. That is, other than A, E, I, O, U, rest all letters are called as consonants. So if a word ends with a consonant, that last letter of the word is doubled sometimes. So example, you see skip, S-K-I-P. So last letter is P, which is a consonant. Because it is a consonant, when I am adding ing, it is changing to double P. You can see S-K-I-P-P-I-N-G. So the last letter P, which is a consonant, is doubled when ing is added. It is sometimes, children, not always. The next rule is, if a word ends with E, the final E is dropped when ing is added to it. So if a word's last letter is E, sometimes that E is removed and only ing is added. See the example, drive, D-R-I-V-E. The last letter of the word is E. So when ing is added, it is changing to D-R-I-V-I-N-G. There is no E anymore. E is removed. These are the rules when spellings are formed with ing. Sometimes, not always. So this is the exercise, children, based on ing forming words. First one is done as an example. P-A-Y, pay, for the food. Ing is added. There is no change in the word. P-A-Y, pay, ing, paying. It's the same. Second, control the toy car. C-O-N-T-R-O-L, control. The last letter of this word is L, which is a consonant. So when there is a consonant, sometimes that L doubles. So that is what happened. Controlling. C-O-N-T-R-O-L-L-I-N-G. L-L-I-N-G. Did you observe? Controlling the toy car. Third one, choose a book. C-H-O-O-S-E. Then C-H-O-O-S-I-N-G, choosing a book. So when ing is added to choose, the last letter is E. E is completely removed and only ing is added. So it is changing to choosing. It's only sometimes, children, not always. Jump over the obstacle. J-U-M-P, jump. Jumping. J-U-M-P-I-N-G, jumping over the obstacle. If you look at this word, children, J-U-M-P, jump, the last letter P is a consonant. But here, when I am making the word jumping, the letter P is not doubled. It is not written twice. So the rules apply only for sometimes, children. Remember this. Dye, D-Y-E, dye, the fabric. Dyeing, D-Y-E-I-N-G, the fabric. So what is dyeing? Adding color to the cloth. That is dyeing. Travel, T-R-A-V-E-L, travel, in a bus. Traveling, T-R-A-V-E-L-L-I-N-G, traveling in a bus. Now in this word, the last letter is L, which is a consonant. When I am making ing word, L is doubled, L-L-I-N-G, traveling. So sometimes these rules are applicable and sometimes they are not. Did you all understand, children? Now this is your homework, children, which is in page number 8, writing bit. So you know the story now, Bobby, Phyllis and Peter. The story is known to you. Now you have to imagine yourself as Peter. So you think you are Peter and write the story again in 2 to 3 paragraphs. So the first paragraph is already given in textbook. Like one day Bobby, Phyllis and I were sitting on the canal bridge. I is Peter. So because you are imagining you yourself as Peter, you should not write Bobby, Phyllis and Peter. Bobby, Phyllis and I were sitting on the canal bridge. It had become quite dark and we were getting tired as it was past bedtime. Suddenly Phyllis cried out, "What's that?" So you are Peter in the story and you're writing the story again, children. Did you understand? So Peter is one of the characters in our story. So that is called as first person narration. So if a character in the story writes the story again or narrates the story again, that is called first person narration. So because you are imagining yourself as Peter, which is one of the characters in the story, so you are first person narrative. This is given over here, children. This is also provided in your PDF. You can write from here or from your PDF. This is the second part of your homework, children, which is worksheet number 1. This is in your English textbook itself, page 128 and page 129. So worksheet number 1. There is a grid given over here and these words are jumbled. You have to sort them out into collective nouns and material nouns. Galaxy, bunch, troop, series, crowd. These are collective nouns selected from the grid. Diamond, wool, jute, cotton, iron. These are material nouns sorted out from the grid. This is A bit. B bit is complete the sentences with the correct homophones from the brackets. We have already learned homophones are the words which have same pronunciation but different spelling and different meaning. Now for example, look at the first sentence bracket words, children. Allowed, A-L-O-U-D, and allowed, A-L-L-O-W-E-D. So first word allowed means telling out something very loudly. Second word A-L-L-O-W-E-D, allowed, is allowing something or giving permission to someone. So same sound, different spelling, different meaning. That is a homophone. First sentence. Anita read the sentences aloud from the book. That is loudly. The cupboard in my classroom is made of steel. S-T-E-E-L. Not S-T-E-A-L. S-T-E-A-L is stealing something. We went to the shopping mall but could not buy anything. It was a complete waste of time. W-A-S-T-E, waste of time. W-E-S-T, west is direction. That is different. The child started to bawl when she could not find her mother. See, B-A-W-L, that is feeling anxious and worried. Deborah is suffering from flu. F-L-U, that is an infection, viral infection. Have you seen? S-E-E-N, seen is seeing something. The last scene, S-C-E-N-E, of the film The Smurfs. S-C-E-N-E, scene is the scenes which come in a movie. I have spilled pear juice on my favorite pair of jeans. So pear juice, that's the juice of pear fruit, and pair of jeans. Misha threw the ball which went through the basket. Through is throwing the ball which went through the basket. Did you all understand the homophones, children? So you have to fill this page in your textbook exactly as I have filled it with a pen. This is page number 129 of the same worksheet 1, children. There is a paragraph given over here. You need to understand it and answer the questions below it. Firefighters are people who put out fires and save people during emergency situations. The fire department of every country has firefighters who work at various fire stations. The firefighters have to go through several training sessions and fitness tests before they are allowed to work. In some places, they are also given proper medical training and first aid training so that they can help people who are in need of medical help. The work of a firefighter is full of risk and therefore a firefighter has to be extremely cautious and alert while doing his or her work. They wear special uniforms which protect them from fire. Firefighters are given special vehicles which they use for traveling. These vehicles are known as fire brigades or fire trucks. These fire brigades are equipped with water pipes, ladders and other tools which are used during emergencies. Firefighters are social workers who help society in several ways. Therefore, we should respect them for the work which they do. The passage is about firefighters, children. You all understood, right? Who are firefighters? Help during people during emergencies. They help people during emergency situations like fire at their place. So they go and put out the fire. How do? They have fire brigades. They have special trucks called as fire brigades. That special truck has got some vehicle, some facilities also. What are the facilities available in that special truck, children? The truck is equipped with water pipe and ladders and emergency first aid kits. So which helps during fire putting out situations. So these firefighters are first given training, children, special training, how they can immediately reach the place, how they can immediately help out in putting out the fire and save people, bring them out of that place where they are caught in fire, and if they are burnt in some or the other way, how to give them first aid treatment, how they can put on ointment on them. All these training sessions are given to this firefighters. So these are social workers. Social workers means the people who work for the society to save people in the society, to help people in the society. So they are doing a great job, right? They help people, they save people from trouble. So we should all respect them. Now based on this paragraph, children, they gave some questions to be answered. So first bit is give the meanings of these words. Cautious. Cautious means being very careful. You can see on the signboards in the traffic, children, be cautious. That means you have to be careful. Protect. Keep them safe or secure. So firefighters protect us from fire. Equipped with. Equipped with means having some facilities in it. So fire brigades or fire trucks have some facilities in them. What are they? That is water pipes, ladders and all facilities in the truck. Next is answer the questions. Who are firefighters? Firefighters are people who put out fires and save people during emergencies. So they put out fires, they reach to that place which is caught in fire, immediately they help in putting out fire and save people. What are firefighters made to do before they are allowed to work? The firefighters are made to go through several training sessions and fitness tests before they are allowed to work. So they have to take training how to put out fire and also fitness tests. They have to be physically fit to run and save people, right? That is also given to them. Why are firefighters given medical training? Firefighters are given medical training so that they can help people who are in need of medical help. Suppose a person is caught in fire, he is burnt. So this firefighter should know the medical treatment, what should be given to the person before he is taken to the hospital. So they are even given medical training. What are fire brigades equipped with? That means what does a fire brigade or a fire truck contain in it? Fire brigades are equipped with water pipes, ladders and other tools which are used during emergencies. So water pipe is there in it, ladder is there and other immediately needed tools to put out fire. Next question, do you respect firefighters for the work that they do? Why? So this question I leave it to you to answer, children. So you think and you write on your own. What should you do? Are you supposed to respect firefighters or not? Obviously your answer is yes, we should respect firefighters because they are social workers who work for the society and save people's life from fire. Did you all understand, children?